All right, so I thought I'd share this with you because this is pretty cool. Seems like this is a new I don't know if it's the community manager or the head of, I don't know. It's one of those two things. Community manager, I think. They actually had like a full-on discussion, and we have a lot of information to go through and a lot of stuff to talk about. So buckle in. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. It does help out a ton. A lot of this stuff is regarding the summer update. A lot of this stuff is actually regarding a 100-day festival, which is confirmed. Apparently, we are getting another 100th-day event, similar to the 50th day event, where they might give another free SSR also, which is, in my opinion, sick. Beyond that, a lot more stuff to go through. So if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. It does help out a ton. And let's go through all of this. As always, yeah, let's get into it. As always, again, if you want to choose to support me on the Sport Career Program, it is now active and it's still here. I have been giving away codes consistently and constantly. I think I've given away altogether now 600 codes. So again, I have to fully, I think, give away another 100 for the people that are currently supporting. So again, if you want to support, I'm basically going to be finishing up the current supporters right now, and then again, I still have a lot of codes left, so if you would like to support, it does mean a lot to me. I do also want to say thank you for 700. I never got to say that, I think, or I don't know if I did already, but thank you for 700 supporters, and I just want to say it truly appreciate it. So again, if you would like to support, it means a lot to me, and I haven't given away codes constantly, and basically almost everyone's gotten it, so consider supporting. And if you didn't get a code yet, just drop your NID below. If you just support, just drop your NID below because it's easier that way. But yeah, if you want to support right now and then do that, just it's easier. So yeah, consider supporting. 1,000 essence code, 1,000 essence stones and more. So yeah. So onto the interview now. Oh my god. So basically, this entire interview, it's like an exclusive interview with General PD. I think it's community rep, but I don't know. And it is an insanely long article, so I'm going to do TLDR because I'm not going to sit here and read this because a lot of it's not important. For example, introduce yourself briefly. Some stuff over here. I've been in, the game has been in development for 20 years. I doubt that. Obviously, it's not been in development for 20 years, but, you know, it's basically trying to say some of the translations off. I think that, right? Like if I were to untranslate this, it's gonna be rough. So just some of the translations a little scuffed. Basically, it's like we were over here. It's been a month since the launch. How do you feel about it? Not really a big answer, so we don't really care about it. What's your achievements during the past month of being single? I don't know what the fudge they were going for there, but I'm guessing they're trying to say what's your achievements in the game, not what he achieved as a single person. You know, without the married life, Man's was winning. Was that the case? In this context, it actually was. Him being single actually attributed to him making a massively successful game. So, not saying that married life ruins you, but somehow this question unironically makes that the case. Just know that now. As a developer, how would you describe the charm of the game? Again, I don't think you really care for that. If you want to read through it, you're more than welcome to pause the video, read through this. It's not important. That's why I'm not going to read it. There was a global update on 18th. Is there a reason there is no Korean broadcast? So apparently, I didn't know this, there was no KR broadcast. So this game is fundamentally a KR game, correct? It's Korean dev studio. I did not know they didn't make a broadcast for the KR thing. I don't feel like Korea is the only one who doesn't do it. Usually the Korean users have a high understanding of the game, even without sharing strategy information in advance, and the community is active, so they tend to catch on quickly. Are they calling Americans dumb? They're like, oh yeah, you guys overseas, oh you guys are moronic. Not even Americans, just all of you guys overseas. Oh, Korea, I'm just kidding, but what are they going with here? There were so many people in the global community who found it more difficult than expected. So yeah, and they're basically calling us dumb. So we decided to additional explanation was necessary. Currently, we are communicating through dev notes, but I think that we need more of an honest and direct method, such as live broadcast. We are talking to the business unit and proceed when we are ready. Basically, they want to do more live streams. Just so you know, the game is doing so freaking good that they're going to do more live streams just because if they give... So what they're trying to do is there's a method they're trying to do. I could talk about that later on. It's a really important thing, but they want to do more broadcasts. That's what they want to do. Okay, Grand Cross streams every month. Somehow this game doesn't stream every month. Why is that? That's an issue because again, they're trying to get this going. They want to stream it every month. Give announcements, give stuff like that. Development, again, live broadcasts do very good for the game because a lot of people see the devs, right? Reading notes, but seeing the devs is two separate things. Seeing people talk behind something and say this is much better. Correct? So, for example, Nikkei just announced a summer broadcast. They just announced the summer stuff through a summer broadcast, which was much bigger for the game versus them doing it through a dev notes or anything else. It's going to help, like, give players knowledge about the game and extend the support and extend the direct communication. That's what I'm trying to say. Hope that made any sense to you. There are users who are dissatisfied with the high requirements in the new content, which is, again, over here workshop, right? As well as the difference in rewards between easy and normal difficulties. Let's be very honest here. The amount of players that can actually beat this mode is so little, it's not even funny. And releasing this only 3 to 2 months in the game life cycle, horrible idea. It definitely should be around 220 to enter, 100%. Currently, it's like 250 to enter, basically, combat power, and it should be 220. like 200, right? Because after 200 to 220, it's very hard to gain combat power. Then it's just like getting the perfect gear set, because again, resources are scarce. Then it's just getting the perfect gear set and dupes. That's what it is. After 200k to 220k, after that is pure dupes, great gear sets, level 20 gear sets, and then well, skills, obviously, right? But that's beside the point. So I think that should be definitely a little bit more change. In my opinion, again, I get it's an end game content, but remember, you have stats coming out that this is barely like, 5% of the community is completing it, which is insanity. 5% of this game's community. It's insanity. There are users, again, I already read that. The game has both characteristics of an action RPG and collection RPG. In terms of the action RPG, it is not good to clear the highest difficulty content in one day to get the highest level item. On the other hand, in terms of the collection RPG, since it is an artifact farming content, some may ask that they made this so that you can't break it and farm it. The development team is also aware of these complaints. The intention was to provide challenging goals for top-tier users on the first day. Internally, we also expected that users would find it difficult. We plan to gradually adjust the balance and are also thoroughly considering increasing rewards. Currently, all update roadmaps and specific balance specs within them have not been released, so there are concerns that the required combat power is too high, and the spec gap may become even wider. The raid content is not designed to be completed right away. There may be artifacts that can serve as stepping stones or other growth factors. Eventually, as time goes by, the content can be followed and overcome. I recognize that it's difficult and feels daunting. We are preparing various devices to enable clearing. Basically, again, they also see this, right? Yes, they're saying like, okay, we might not lower the power, but we're definitely gonna lower the difficulty. Okay, this needs to be lowered a little bit. You got to make it. If I think they're gonna show a stat in here. Actually, I know the stat. I don't want to say the stat, but there's a stat in here that shows how sad it is. Most of the community can't beat this. Most of them, even the whales, are having issues with it. That's how a little bit difficult this actually is. So they definitely need to just tune it a little bit, right? Because again, you have to realize this is going to become a content you have to farm every week, right? It's like it's going to get a little annoying to farm this and then do it that way. Which again, it's more than a week also if you get an extra invitation, which is possible. But you know, who am I? Just talking out loud. Eventually, as time goes by, yeah, we read this. There are favorable reviews and radiance of the workshop gimmick. Has the shield's removal pattern intended to recruit a specific hunter? The gimmick or pattern requirements and the degree to which it should be enforced vary. What is this point? The main premise is to design the boss by considering the skill effects of various hunters. We also making it some efforts to coincide with the release of new content and hunters. Basically, I think there should be content that you utilize the characters that are currently being picked up. Action stories are a bit difficult. There are cases where the pattern is difficult and it is impossible to break through even all the conditions are met. The balance aspect needs to be eased gradually. 1% of users can still break it easily, but 99% of users can't break it even 5 years after reaching max level and upgrading their artifacts to 20. We need to find a physical balance. So yeah, it's 1%. There you go. It's 1% of players can break it. Now that's the percentage of your player base being able to beat this content. That's sad. That's actually sad, right? I get it. 50% of players are probably, like, again, you'd say pretty good into the game. 50% are casual, hard casual. If even your 49% can't beat the content, that's an issue. Now, let's say 10% is whales and the big boys, right? And if 9% of them can only can't beat it, but 1% can, gotta think about that. We need physical balance so we can break it. In the Vulcan's case, I think the attack power and tick damage are too harsh. Recently, there's an issue with the community paid representation or consulting of this. I don't know what this means, right? I don't know what this. So community regarding paid representation, consulting of partner streamers. Does that mean Netmarble paying them, or I have no idea, because this goes into two topics. I'm curious the development team thinks. Basically, I think it's possible for friends to break it and help each other, and it's difficult to stop it. The act of receiving money is different for official streamers or those with partnerships. Not only is this not recommended, but some action is required. So I don't know what that means, right? Community regarding paid representation. Like, are they paying streamers to say it's good? Is that what they're saying? I have no idea. But yeah, they say in the future content, we will plan to make sure it's not like you're going to suffer for this. So I have no idea what the fudge they were going for there. There are some people who like the current difficulty level and think it is a charm of soul leveling. It may be difficult to strike a balance. I mentioned earlier that I am walking a tightrope between an action RPG this thing, but it's definitely difficult than most live service games. I don't know. Genshin really was never too difficult for me. I don't know if that's going to be a controversial take. Honkai Star Rail, once you know what you're doing, it's a turn-based. You're not going to really be annoyed. MHATSH wasn't really difficult. Once you got your power up, you were good to go. I don't know. I've played many action RPGs. I will say solo leveling is one of the harder ones. I'm not going to lie. Well, gacha based, right? Tower of Fantasy. There's so many easy ones, right? This definitely is one of the harder ones. But again, there's a difference between hard and I want to jump out a freaking window. There's two different things, correct? The window, far different. I'm leaping. The difficulty on, okay, this is good. This is fun, right? No, it's like the difference right now where we're at. We're playing like, per se, I'm going to say this now. It's like playing a regular game, a regular standard RPG. You're playing God of War, right? And then Elden Ring DLC. That's the difference between this content currently, okay? Before standard game, I'm talking God of War. It's going to be some challenges here and there. You might throw a little bit, might not have the best combos there. But then, boom, Elden Ring DLC is the latest content. Dude, this thing is pain and suffering at its best. God. There was this like difficulty. Yeah. Pretty standard stuff. What is the approximate clear rate of the normal Vulcan? It's about 1%. It's even less than 1%. So, even with the development lab, there aren't people who have recommended the combat power for normal Vulcan. There are many ways to mitigate this, such as strengthening the blessing, weakening the attack power, or lowering the HP. As of now, there are people who are playing it challengingly, so I thought I would wait to see about a week. After a week, we plan to lower it little by little to make it farmable. There is a reason why it is difficult to introduce the honor rewards now, even though users who have cleared it, they may feel regretful. The moment a limited reward is created, there will be a perception that it is a must-do, and other users will feel deprived. Basically, the challenging clear itself is close to the fun of the game. I hope you enjoy it slowly without rushing it too much. And again, I understand what they're saying here. They're trying to say we don't want you to clear it too fast, because then the content is pointless. But remember, you have to at least make it where next week when you nerf it, make it where 5% of players can complete it. Then make it where 10% of players can complete it. And then you can stop around 20 to 30%, right? Then when you get to endgame, players will have something to get to endgame for, and that's their endgame, correct? But till then, right now, it's a little bit much, right? It's similar to like their other content on Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross. They introduce very hard content, and they take 9 months to make it farmable for most people. That's insanity. That's why I'm a little bit scared on this one. Because again, that's what happens. You have the hardest content ever. 9 months later, they finally do something where it's good enough to farm. 9 months? No one's sticking around for 9 months. So allow them to at least farm it. And if it's challenging, it's challenging. It's going to be challenging. I'm not telling anybody that it's not going to be challenging. Just expect, again, 1% is kind of insanity. Is there a special reason why Vulcan's difficulty is easy or normal? It is originally designed as normal hard, but changed to easy normal. By the time you break through 10th floor, you'll have specs to go easy. I think that it's because it flows naturally without any hurdles. Hard is also much more difficult. I think we're going to get hard soon too. I think that's why they did normal and easy. At some point, we'll definitely see hard as a addition. But, who am I? So there's that. While the custom draw has been updated, the list of special scouts and association support box has not changed. Are there any plans to add this to the list? I definitely think the renewal is necessary. We plan to discuss the timing and criteria with the business union. Since the change in the composition of products sold advance, notice must be given. There are various issues that will be dealt with legally. I agree with necessity, and I plan to change it at a specific interval. Very cool stuff. When will a large-scale summer season update be? So here you go. This is the big confirmation. It's the vacation season, so I think it'll be around the end of July or the beginning of August. Since it's close to the 100th day, there's a 100th day event that will be prepared with various, again, contents. There you go. Confirmation. You're getting a 100th day event, similar to the 50th day event. You're also getting the summer update, looks like, at the end of July. Just keep that in mind. Oh my god. I cannot wait to see what they do here. But they gave away a free SSR... what's her name? Jinwo, right? Whatever, see you. And I'm saying this now, high chance you get like a free maybe Emma, maybe a free, maybe Bora. I don't know who else. Correct? Like technically speaking, no one can say they give you the worst character. They gave you like an S tier character. They give you one of the best characters. So even if they give you one of the lower ranked ones, it's still fine. It's a free hunter. A free hunter is a free hunter. There's not many terrible free hunters other than the free one we already got. So again, that's what you kind of have to look forward to. What content are you putting the most effort into developing the summer season's large-scale update? The summer event is obviously swimsuit. I think that there's a swimsuit costume or a generous reward typical of a seasonal event. Another free swimsuit. Wow. A swimsuit costume or a generous reward typical of a seasonal event. So either one of those. In terms of content, a guild system is being prepared. It looks like it will be updated along with the summer seasonal event, and story content related to the guild is also being prepared. A large-scale content update is scheduled at the end of July. Will there be periodic updates, event stories in the future? Again, just real quick to sum this up for anybody here. Most likely, they're going to be another free SSR for the 100th day. Not gonna lie, there's gonna probably be a free, again, costume, another free summer swimsuit costume, and maybe some other rewards on the side, multis and such. So again, this is not just no small update. This is a big update. You've already seen it here. This is going to be a big update. So again, you're getting the summer update. You're then getting the 100th day event. You're then getting all this over here. So I mean, I'll take that. Can we get some W in the comments for this? Low-key, if Netmarble gives another swimsuit costume away, I'll be shocked. I thought they were making most of them paywalled, but if they gave 2 away for free, you blew me away. All right. But it could be 2 free, 2 paid for. Because again, I do think Alicia's getting one because they keep mentioning her through the summer update stuff. So we will see. We will see, right? Will there be periodic updates, including event stories in the future? In the original plan, there were no plans to add stories in short cycles. Most people were not expecting not only webtoon stories, but also sub-stories, original stories, or the game and the hidden stories of hunters. We have added a lot of manpower to create story content, and we're working closely with DNC Media. We are also drawing webtoons, which they are. And again, I think that the OC stories are not bad. They're actually very enjoyable. And to anyone who's actually a Soul Leveling fan, you might enjoy them, all right? Because again, I am a fan of Soul Leveling's original webtoon. And I will say right now, these stories are really good. They are. And it just gives, like, basically speaking, Soul Leveling fans will stay winning, correct? You will stay winning, 100%. In Sung Jinwoo's mode preset, the artifact settings are not linked. So do you have to unlock and unequip them every time. It's not only inconvenient, but also feels like a huge waste of resource. Are there any plans to improve this? The development intention was to match the so-called final item by having a target artifact setting rather than adjusting the settings for each artifact set, such as A set and B set. The initial design was like that, but it was true that there are contents that require a variety of settings, such as the Battlefield of Time. In a long-term improvement is necessary. I am worried how to improve it, and it is difficult. I'm also worried that the system will become inconvenient for some users. So there you go. Even after the Hunter, I messed that up. Even after the Hunter balance patch, non-mainstream hunters still have a low usage rate. Lim Wu are examples of this. And again, are there any plans to have additional balance patches? Which they've confirmed. They've said it. We're going to get buffed soon. We are checking the hunter growth rate and usage rate and indicators periodically. We will apply balance patches to characters significantly low usage rates. The developers want you to feel the fun of the strategy by, again, using various combinations of hunters. Even within the development lab, Wu Jinchul is not very much liked. There is a schedule, again, of buffs in the next build. And then again, Lim, I'm guessing, was designed as a breaker. Is that Lim? I have no idea. Designed as a breaker, but they are considering expanding his range of use. The breaker position situation is not as good as expected. To be exact, dealers with break skills are so useful that they're taking up the pure breaker position. There's a plan to buff the entire breaker position. Look at that. So there you go. After the critical hit damage bug was fixed, Choi's performance and adoption rate has been, again, very much lower than other hunters. He isn't included in the balance adjustment target, so are there any plans for adjustments there? Everything will be upgraded. As I mentioned, the balance policy is aimed at hunters with low usage rates, and efforts are being made to increase their usage rates, even if they are not top tier. Yeah, he needs it. My boy Choi is falling off. My boy is falling off completely. For some reason, Go is here. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. When will the hunters who appear in the original work, such as Go and Thomas, join the game? The release date, etc., has to match the content, so it's not something you can release whenever you want. It would be good if it matches the story update, but if the story that appears too far behind, we need to discuss it with the business department. There are many people who say that they want it, but they don't actually choose it, so we're considering various options in proceeding. To be honest, I have doubts about whether people would choose Go if he were picked up. Doesn't everyone want a girl or boy who is prettier and more handsome than their grandfather? Development has been made and complete, but wait, what? What is he saying here? To be honest, I have doubts if people would rather have Go, or would they rather have a boy or girl who's prettier than or handsome than their grandfather. Development is drawn, but I don't think I'm doubtful the post being posted on the bulletin board will be drawn. So I'm not going to summon for Go because he looks like my grandfather? What the fudge is the point there? Yo, what? Most people want him because he's like one of the coolest characters. Like, I'm lost here. What? He's not as handsome, so you're not going to pull for him, dude. What? Hey, yo, there's some old people in gachas and anime and everything. People hype them up till today. Like, what are you talking about? Oh my god, that's a horrible point, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure more people would summon for him than a character like Alicia. In my opinion, that might be the case. Just because, like, A lot of people want characters original from the work, and that alone will sell. Okay, I'm just gonna say that now. I'm lost here. Grant Cross, you sold Demon King, right? He was an old guy. He's pretty ugly. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty ugly, and he still sold pretty well. I don't know about this one, but dude, what? He's the GOAT of the century. Why wouldn't you sell him for him? Is there any room for improvement in Cha's modeling? If you want to read through this, you're more than welcome to. However, there's room for adjustments within the limits, not causing problems. Let's see. In the past, when King of Fighters All-Star was in service, there was a character that I really didn't like, but we changed it because users also wanted it. There was chaos. It is difficult to modify existing release products unless it is absolutely necessary for policy reasons. It's hard to change things because players complain. Those that liked it complain, and then those that didn't like it be like, oh, so this can happen at any point. Let's go. You know, and then it's like expectation. So obviously the dev studio, I understand that one. There are opinions that it is inconvenient that the rankings from the previous day are displayed instead of the real-time ones of the Battlefield time. Yeah, it's painful to watch the fluctuating rankings in real time, and if an abusing user is on the site for even a minute, inquiries come in. There is an operation burden, so basically, yeah, they can't do it. Technical work is underway to quickly sanction abusers, so they can't do that. That's understandable. I don't know if this was a real complaint. It's understandable. There are opinions about the Shadow Legion summoning limit is inconvenient. Yeah, they will improve that already. They already said so. They improved that. It was a bad idea. It was literally a bad idea. So that's going to be fixed. You even stated that the resolve the shortage of artifact enhancement chips through events. Do you have any plans to resolve through permanent content such as farming dungeons for artifacts rather than through events? We are aware of the opinion that there are a shortage of artifact reinforcement chips and there needs to be an increase of suppliers or supply. We are in ongoing discussions with the business department to try to do so. The purpose of this assembly event was to improve that. Although it's somewhat difficult to implement on a regular basis. Yeah, listen, I get that their event over here was trying to do that. That event was dog crap. I'm sorry to anybody that liked this event. Event is dog crap. It's like you had to make it +1. I thought I would just have to throw away my gear. No, you're just refunding me is what you're doing. That's what you're doing, which I don't need, right? Personally, the event wasn't that good. I just do it for the artifact, for the workshop invitation. That's all I'm doing it for. So, not the best, but they'll consider to do it. We'll see. So there is that. There's an opinion. Why is this? Dude, this is a 22-minute video. Let me end this video. Damn. There's an opinion. Why is this such a long interview? There's an opinion that they were giving adjust the difficulty by covering hard, reverse, etc. With only certain gimmicks such as whirlwind and solo version. Will there be a trend that will be maintained in the future? First of all, there are no plans to update reverse hard. It is necessary to adjust the difficulty level with the gimmick, but it can be uncomfortable for users. It is not intended to be a particularly difficult or cause irritation. We designed a challenging gimmick so that you can feel the fun of destroying it in, like an action game. The intention to have fun controlling it yourself rather than automatically running it just by matching specifications. There are people who destroy the game who's intended by summoning shadows, using shields, or evading. Of course, if it is too difficult for the user, adjustments must be made. At the time, I said, shouldn't whirlwind disappear over time, but the developers will... the developer's will was firm. I think it's because each person has their own balancing philosophy. The downward adjustment is ongoing, and we'll continue to listen to the voice of users. How much left of this interview? Holy. When playing the Battlefield time, the boss HP is not recorded immediately when it reaches 0, but rather time passes. This is over there. Same thing. So this is the same logic thing over the AI and such. So we don't really care about that. Drop rate of chaos battles feels low for the difficulty. Even if you twist your body to clear a high level, there is no difference in the automatic play of a low level. Is this an intention of the devs? We are hearing the opinions on this that they are low. We did not want the gap between users to widen, so we intentionally designed it to be small. We plan to improve it upon, again, so they're improving that too. Holy hell. Basically, again, people can just auto a lower stage, which is what is happening, instead of farming by themselves on higher stage, because there's not much of a difference. There's like no need to actually farm the higher stage when you can just auto the lower stage because you save time. So just know that now. Big thing there. Reality that no charge, small charge users have progressing the normal story. This is basically if people don't spend money. How is it going? They've made a lot of changes to help you if you don't spend money. There are many players who are anxious because building requirements seem to be increasing. They are adding more bundles. You can read this if you want to. I don't really think there's an issue there. They're just adding more bundles. I think they're adding way too many bundles, so there's too many pop-ups. But if you want to spend money, there's a lot of good ways to spend money in this game. Any last words? Let's see these real quick and we'll end the video. Currently, we are passively listening to our users' opinions, but I think direct communication is necessary. Of course, we are listening diligently and trying to reflect them, even if it's passively, but there are some things we cannot reflect. I would like to explain this in detail. There are many encouraging words such as speed of bug patching and speed of feedback. The development team is really working hard. Many people, including development, support, and QA, are working hard for the success of this project. We ask for your interest and affection. And there you go. That's the article. Yay! Very good stuff. The biggest confirmations of today. Looks like we're getting a free costume for summer. Oh my god. If that is the case, 10 out of 10. More freebies for summer. A lot more freebies for summer, as they're saying. 100-day celebration is coming right after summer. So again, that's there too. Probably another free SSR. Hey, I'll take it. Very good interview. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That's really all I got for you. If they do give her a free costume, I doubt it's Emma's. I think it's Bora. But we'll see. Maybe Bora, Emma, Alicia, out of those three, who would you want free? Or maybe there's a new one free that they're not going to announce to us yet. I am curious. Again, they've already given away one of the summer skins, but who knows how many more summer stuff they have planned and what the summer event looks like. I cannot wait for it. But again, you've seen how good the 50th day celebration was. Just imagine the 100th. Just imagine the summer one. Just imagine the 150th, 200, 250th, 300. Potential is there. So I'll take this as a W. Let me know what you think. That's been it, and I will catch you in the next one. Yeah.